We just also need, I think, leaders who believe in, who believe in science and in the future of science. Hi, I'm Marielle Eduardo, and I'm currently a scientist at Institute of Astronomy and Astrophysics in Taiwan's Academia Sinica. It's the premier research institution here in Taiwan. And currently, I work on solar system objects, particularly those objects beyond the orbit of Pluto. So outside the orbit of Pluto, there's another belt of rocky objects like asteroids. But since they're too far from the Earth, from the Sun, they're more icy compared to the asteroids. And we believe that those objects are the fossil remains of the solar system formation. So we studied them to understand their current dynamics, how did the solar system was formed, and how are we currently evolving? How is the solar system currently evolving? Or is there another planet beyond Pluto? So those are the questions we try to answer for for my study. And so we use direct observations using powerful telescopes to do that. I think for me, when I was young, I just find it so cool. Parang, ang cool naman ito. Parang wala masyadong nagtitake, so why not take that path? Pero as I delve into the field, then I realized na it's a way for us to advance the society or expand the human knowledge of what we know. As like what I've told you, we study how the solar system is currently evolving. So it helps us to move forward as a society and bridging those, answering those questions that will help us expand the human knowledge. Before I did my master's, I was at Pag-asa Observatory. I did some internship in Pag-asa before going to master's. I was able to witness the lunar trifecta event in 2018. So it was one rare event for. I was sabay-sabay siya na nag-blue moon. It was a lunar eclipse, and it was the closest approach to the moon. And it only happens for like every 50 years or 30 years or so. So I think for me, and I was able to do some astrophotography during that event. So I think that's one of really the highlight na I was able to see a celestial event. But hopefully I plan to witness a total solar eclipse, the one that's happening in Egypt in 2026. Personally, for me, it keeps my feet on the ground. Like, I'm just small object in the whole space, and this spectacular event is happening and we're all witnessing it. So it reminds us that the universe is big. There's an endless possibilities, and there's very different event that you can witness that reminds you that it's huge, and there's different phenomenons happening from time to time. My interest in astronomy started when I watched the Sinica episode, and that was the time they were featuring a solar system. So when I was growing up as a kid, I just thought that all we have is a solar system, parang beyond solar system, parang wala na, parang asan ka na. And then when I go to masters and did internships, then that's when I knew that, there's another belt of rocks beyond the solar system, and then beyond the solar system, there's more, and then there's another field that's studying other galaxies. So that's how I know that the universe is so huge. It's beyond the solar system that we know, and it's beyond where we are at now. I think in the future, we're starting to advance, starting to give focus in space in general or in astronomy. Like what I mentioned earlier, I worked with Pag-asa Observatory, and that was 2016. And during that time, they're already doing a proposal for Pag-asa modernization program, which aims to modernize the whole Pag-asa, especially improve the observatory. So they're building an observatory in Tanay, Rizal, as far as I know, and there's also some radio telescopes coming from different countries. So I think that's a very big step, because currently in the Philippines, the biggest telescope we have is the one inside Pag-asa Observatory, which is just 18 inches long, and that was donated by Japan in 2000. So it's like 2 decades already. And here in Taiwan, we have 1 meter telescope just for observing for students. So it's a very great step, especially for students who wants to delve into astronomy. Not just use the data. There's a lot of archived data that we use if you want to pursue astronomy in the Philippines. So you do data science in astronomy. But if you really want to go into observations, that's yun yung makakatulong sa atin that we have our own equipment. And I think we're slowly going there. We just also need, I think, leaders who believe in, who believe in science and in the future of science. And of course, we have the the PhilSA, Philippine Space Agency, which is also promising. I think it will encourage them more, especially if they see now, we have equipment. It could be a very good training ground for them to do the actual hands-on observation, because that's how you really learn. I mean, if you think most of you are physics majors or anything, even if you know a lot, you're good in math or anything, you have to know how to practically apply. You have to know the practical applications of what you study. So it's very important that you have those instruments. You do the hands-on observation. You have the first-hand experience on that. And when we have that, and people see that, meron pala tayong ganito. So aspiring astronomers will be encouraged to pursue this field, because they know that the Philippines has it. Because sometimes they think na, it can only be done abroad. So I mean, might as well just take another course, even if I like it. Why it's also important that we have role models. It's important that you have role models in this field that you can see, na-achieve niya yun, so sana kaya ko din. So that's why it's important that we inspire kids, and because everybody's not fortunate enough to get a scholarship, to have financial capabilities to pursue study abroad. So having a role model, especially those who are in the Philippines, scientists in the Philippines, parang it inspires the young kids na, ay, kaya ko din pala, even if I'm just in the Philippines.